Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, today we're kind of going to touch on the topics of Grail knives again, and what makes it a Grail. What makes a knife a Grail? Now, I think we're all in agreement that Merriam-Webster defines Grail as an object of extended or difficult quest. I think we can pretty much all agree on that, of the general definition of a Grail. But I think what makes it a Grail is absolutely 100% completely subjective to the individual that is considering said knife a Grail. Now, the whole reason behind this video, you guys know that I have shown, the 940 off many times in many videos, and said it was pretty much my first, what I considered my first real Grail knife. Well, I recently got a comment on one of those videos that said, why is the 940 a Grail? It's not expensive. It's easily attainable. So why would it be a Grail? Well, I'll tell you why. At the time it was a Grail, I definitely had never spent over $100 on a knife, let alone the 170-ish, 80-ish that a 940 costs. I think price can definitely make a knife a Grail. And my response to said comment was, you're right. They're easily attainable, but not everybody can afford a $180 knife. To some people, a $100 knife might be a Grail because they just can't afford one. A $50 knife might be a Grail to someone. Could fit that Grail category, right? Difficult quest, they really, really want this knife, but they just can't afford the $50 to spend on it. So, by definition, that could be a Grail knife for someone. Some 50, nothing specific. Just a $50 knife. To me, a $50 knife, I would say, is probably easily attainable as far as price is concerned. But definitely, just because one person may think that a $200 knife is not a Grail because $200 isn't expensive, there's a lot of other things that can go into it, and it's just not attainable for everyone. Now, situations have changed. Would I say $180 is, have I spent $180 on a knife? Well, yeah, I most certainly have. Okay, there's plenty of examples on the table in front of you. A couple of them are gifts that I didn't purchase, but otherwise, yeah. Times change. People's situations change. And then our idea of a Grail may change. Next one is obviously availability. Difficult quest, right? If it's not readily available, that's not sold by retailers, you're going to have to search a secondary market, so on and so forth. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy quest. Now, what makes it, what falls into availability? Well, Spyderco sprint runs. If you've ever tried to get a sprint run, which, by the way, that seems to be the only way I can get a red Spyderco, or either buy one, dye the scales myself, right? Obviously, that could happen. But not all those colors not all the colors that are put out there will take red very well. So sometimes you got to wait for a red one to come out. And guys, those sprint runs, they sell, boom, they're up, 5 minutes, they're gone. And that's just kind of the way sprint runs are. Limited numbers, limited quantity. I mean, everybody knows Spyderco's, Benchmade. If they do here, 20th anniversary, the 20th anniversary 940s. Some of those were going pretty darn quick. They come out, they were gone. Availability. Small batch, not necessarily what we call a sprint run, but some companies just do small batch releases, like your MBK knives. Here you go, we've got the EZC 1.5. When MBK releases a batch, they don't release a lot of them at one time, and they usually sell out fairly quickly. Another availability is worldwide. I don't know how many times, countless times, man, I really would like one of those, but they're not available in the UK, we'll say. Okay? And some companies just don't ship, or some knives just don't make it around the world. So, say somebody in the UK is like, man, I really, really like that EZC 1.5. But hey, they're never available in the UK. And, some companies won't ship. Some US companies, US-based retailers won't ship outside the United States. So availability can definitely play a part. Now, we talked about price and availability. What if they're both? What if it's both? Right? When they do become available, let's just say, for instance, you've got this Microtech Bounty Hunter. Let's say they did a run. It's probably going to be a small batch run. 2, it's not going to be cheap. And 3, they're probably not going to make a whole lot of them. So that is definitely going to compact the issue of finding that so-called Grail. Now, another one that I kind of touched on and thought about for a little bit is, what about legality? Could legality play a part in defining a Grail? And while it might not be one of the primary components of a Grail, I definitely think it could play a part. My reasoning: auto knives, they're not legal everywhere. They're just not. They're not legal to carry in the state of Washington at all. I mean, even in California, you can carry one that's 2 inches, not in Washington. They're not illegal to own in Washington. They're just illegal to carry. And if you have, if you're a good, law-abiding, upstanding individual, that could play a part in the difficult quest, if you will. Now, like I said, it's probably not a major player in the idea of a Grail, but I think it could be a little part. Excuse me. I think it could be a little aspect of it. But I want to know what makes a Grail knife for you? Is it price? Is it availability? Is it everything? Is it all three? I'll tell you, to be perfectly honest with you, I say this quite a few times, I really don't necessarily have a Grail most times. I can't really say there's a knife out there right now that I'm just like trying to hunt down or trying to get. It's just not. I'm pretty much I wait for stuff to come out. If I like it, I get it. If I decide that, okay, I'm probably not going to get that, then I move on. I really don't have a Grail at the moment. Was the 940 really a Grail knife? I really wanted one for quite a while. So that's just kind of why I call it, my first kind of Grail knife, I guess. But yeah, I'm really interested in hearing what you guys think. What is your definition of a Grail? Why would you consider a knife a Grail? I like hearing from you guys and talking with you and responding to those comments. So let me know down in the comments what makes it a Grail knife for you. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for spending some time with me today. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.